Welcome, welcome, welcome. I have a special guest here tonight. My good friend from New York, Mike Stern. So welcome. It's a pleasure and it's a privilege to have you in my garage.
It's my privilege. It's my privilege, absolutely, and my pleasure to be here. And we had a great gig last night. That was so much fun, man. I'm so glad. Robin Ford called me and said he's got a great friend that lives in Iceland that would wants to invite me to come to the gig, to come to play in Iceland. And I said, sounds great to me. And I also I'd heard about you as from some other good fellow guitarists, and they all said you're amazing, including my wife, who's been here. You guys had played before. So Lainey Stern,
wow.
she'd come here before, and she said this guy's amazing. So, and it's true for sure.
Thank you
so
much.
We had a great time last night. It was a fun
really
gig.
really did.
Yeah.
And I was also telling you about when I heard you first. I got a cassette from a friend of mine who lives in Belgium, and he recorded it on a Walkman, old Walkman, and I think it was 81, no, 81.
Yeah.
And he sent it to LA, where I lived there during that time, and he said, you must hear this guy. He's amazing. It was you coming up from Berkeley.
Awesome.
But tell me something. You recently you have a new album out.
Yeah, I just did a new record, and of course I want as many people to check it out as possible, because I think it came out really good. I mean, I've always had this. I always get nervous when I go in the studio. You know, when it's time to record, I get a little bit nervous. But I wrote a bunch of tunes, and I had this amazing piano player that I worked with for so many years, Jim Beard, who played piano on the whole thing. And it's got a whole bunch of great players. So I was really nervous, especially because they're such badass players, but really great. Christian McBride was playing on. We did the first session in 2 days, with the first group of people that are less familiar to me. I knew about them, but I had never played with the drummer, for instance. Antonio Sanchez was the drummer, who played with Pat Metheny for years, but also Charlie Hayden, I mean, a ton of different people.
He's a known name.
He's very well known.
Name.
He also did that movie, it's called The Birdman.
Yeah.
Remember Birdman?
Yeah.
And it was about the Batman guy who was trying to do a real thing. I forget the guy that was the actor he did play Batman formerly for real in a movie, but this was a kind of fictional thing about him doing more artistic something after being the Batman, and he goes crazy. Anyway, that great movie. But Antonio Sanchez, the drummer on my record, played the soundtrack on that, because there's nothing but drums, I think. But at least predominantly it's just drums.
Right.
So they picked him because he's amazing. It's colors and getting so much out of the drum kit. And he played his ass off on this. And it was Christian McBride. Chris Potter was playing tenor saxophone. That was ridiculously great. And Jim Beard played piano, and who am I leaving out? Chris Potter, Christian McBride, Chris Potter, Jim Beard, myself, and I think that's everybody except for Lainey played on Goni on some of the stuff on African. My wife,
the guitar.
Yeah, she played on the African instrument in Goni, it's called. And I had some of that going on the record. And then on another day, we did 3 tunes with a couple other amazing musicians that I play with a lot more. I played with them a lot more, which was Richard Bona played bass and sang, and it was an incredible, and Dennis Chambers played drums,
wow.
and Bob Franceschini played tenor saxophone.
Right.
So it was quite a lineup, and you know, all those cats. And Arto Tunk by Ocean also did some overdubs on percussion. He used to play with Weather Report and Joe Zawinul, and incredible. So I was lucky to get all these cats together, you know, because they're all real busy and they wanted to do it. So that was a good feeling, just that I could get them, you know, they were interested in doing it, and get them to do this. So we got it together, and then Jim produced it and did a great job mixing it with the engineer who we had, who was a great engineer, and then unfortunately Jim died of a couple, you know, after we were finished with the whole project and everything. He was playing with Steely Dan, and he went back to play with Steely Dan, and then he couldn't finish even part of the tour because he got sick, and unfortunately he died. I think more from a hospital mistake than anything else, unfortunately. But stuff happens, unfortunately. That's actually one of the tunes. One of the tunes on the record is called "Stuff Happens," you know, and it does. Some of it good, some of it not so good, to say the least.
They're all good, man.
Yeah, yeah. So
is it? It's already out.
Yeah, and it came. I think the record did come out really good. Yeah, really good, and it's been out just since September 13th. Yeah. It's called Echoes and Other Songs, and the second tune is called Echoes. The third tune, one of them is called Stuff Happens. That's what I meant. But what I meant by that is Stuff Happens by the title of that. I meant the title. Sometimes, you know, stuff does happen. Some of it is great, and some stuff that happens, as we know in life, is not so great. And you know, losing Jim Beard was not a good thing. That was very sad. But I'm glad we were able to do a lot of work together, because he produced a lot of my records, you know, and I've always needed somebody like that just so I could finish the record, you know, because I would probably still be working on the first one if I'm one of those guys that gets really neurotic about all that stuff, and he can tell me, look, it's done, you know, it's move on to the second tune, you know, that kind of thing. But he was an amazing writer, an amazing musician. If anybody should check him out. Jim Beard.
Jim Beard.
Really, brilliant cat.
So check what's the name of the album?
Echoes and Other Songs. Echoes and Other Songs.
So really check it out.
Yeah, if you get a chance, please do.
Please. Should we play maybe a little bit?
Yeah.
You know, because it's Friday night, you know, when we are playing.
That's right, absolutely. So let's
Whatever.
play just a vamp, a C minor. Bye.